Hey there, champions. Welcome back to another Read Aloud. Before I begin tonight's Read Aloud, I just want to share that today would have been my Nani's 98th birthday. Nani means grandmother in my language, and it tells you that it's my mom's mom. So my Nani is my mom's mom, was my mom's mom. And on her birthday, I want to share a message. So my Nani was the kindest, most helpful, sweetest woman I've ever known, sweetest person I've ever known. And she always found a way to be kind, even in moments when somebody else wasn't so kind. And she dealt with some really interesting situations in her time. You can imagine 98 years ago, 90 years ago, 80 years ago, how things were. So on her birthday, I'd like to pass on the message to be kind. So when you are faced with a choice of making a decision that is kind or unkind, I hope you choose to be kind. I hope you choose kind words. I hope your actions are kind. And in honor of my Nani, I will try as well to always be kind and do my best to spread kindness. So with that said, we're going to start Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing by Judy Blume. We're on chapter 6, Fang Hits Town, and this is part 3. We left off where Mr. Berman had given both Fudge and Peter a lollipop. Here we go. Oh, Fudge said, lolly. Mine was root beer flavored. I hate root beer. But I think Mr. Berman anyway. I'll save it for after lunch, I told him, handing it to my mother. She put it in her purse. Fudge got a lemon lolly. He ripped off the paper and started sucking right away. Now then, what'll it be, boys? Mr. Berman asked. My mother answered, brown and white sandals for Fudge and loafers for Peter. Okay, Peter, let's see how those feet have grown. I slipped out of my old shoes and stood up. I stuck my left foot into Mr. Berman's foot measure. Then he turned it around and I put my right foot in. That's another reason why my mother thinks Mr. Berman is good at selling shoes. He measures both feet. Some other salesmen only measure one. My mother says feet can be different sizes, even on the same person. And it's important to make sure the size fits the biggest foot. What color loafers, Peter? Mr. Berman asked. Brown, I said. Same as my old ones. When Mr. Berman went into the back to look for shoes for me, my mother noticed a hole in the toe of my sock. Oh, Peter, why didn't you tell me you had a hole in your sock? I didn't know I had one, I said. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. It's my sock, Mom. Why should you be embarrassed? I asked. Well, it looks terrible. I mean, to come shopping for shoes with a hole in your sock, that's just awful. Can't you hide it a little? Where should I hide it? Try to get the hole in between your toes so it doesn't show, my mother said. I wiggled my sock around, trying to rearrange my hole. My mother sure worries about silly things. Mr. Berman came out with 2 pairs of loafers. He likes to try different sizes to make sure I'm getting the right one. One pair was much too big. The other pair fit fine. Wear or wrap? Mr. Berman asked my mother. Wrap, please, she said. We'll wear the old ones home. I have never been allowed to wear new shoes home from the store. Don't ask me why, but my mother always has the new pair wrapped up and I can't wear them until the next day. When I was finished, Mr. Berman untied Fudge's shoes and measured his feet. Brown and white saddle shoes, my mother reminded him. Mr. Berman went into the back and returned with 2 shoe boxes. But when he opened the first box and Fudge saw the saddle shoes, he said, no. No what? My mother asked. No shoes. He started kicking his feet. Don't be silly, Fudgy. You need new shoes, my mother told him. No, 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 he hollered. Everybody in the shoe department looked over at us. Here's the perfect size, Mr. Berman told Fudge, holding up one shoe. Wait till you see how nice these new shoes will feel. Fudge kicked some more. It was impossible for Mr. Berman to get the shoes on his feet. He screamed, no shoes! No, no, no! My mother grabbed hold of him, but he was wiggling all around. He managed to give Mr. Berman a kick in the face. Lucky for him, Fudge only had on socks. I'm going to stop there. I think that's a good spot to stop at. And hopefully we'll finish the chapter next time. I think we will. I hope you enjoyed that chapter, or no, that part of that chapter. And have a good night. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. I will see you all next time. Good night.